welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing The School for Good and Evil. I have mixed emotions about this. I really liked the cast. I really liked the concept. I know it's based on a book and a series that I have yet to discover or gotten to read. And so I was excited to see what this movie was about. Maybe it would make me want to read the book series. And from what I've heard from the fans, the book series is better. But I do think the movie was good. It just once we reached the end and once we had there were certain little parts that I guess just didn't really even for a kids movie make sense for me. So we start off with these two girls in this small little village. They're both poor, but one takes I guess better care of themselves and cares more about their appearance and everything. She wants to live this fantasy life and be a princess and all this stuff. And then the other one, she's been called a witch her whole entire life, and that doesn't bother her because her mom has been called a witch. And they make herbal stuff and everything, very much apothecary kind of things. And that's just how it is. And they both kind of take care of their families in their own way. And they're both judged because they're different, and they're best friends. And they've been best friends since they were kids, and they both want something more for their lives, but it's really Agatha that doesn't know what. And Sophie, she has all these ambitions, and of course, she just wants to get out of the town that she's in. She wants to run away. And in terms of her character, she embodies all these cute and pretty and delicate things. Then she is very selfish in wanting what she wants and doing everything she can to get it. And I think that's more showcased in her character later. She still loves Agatha, and she to try to make the best decisions, but she's just not very good at doing it. And so she would rather run away and achieve everything she's ever dreamed of, even if it seems so far-fetched, like this mystical school that would make her a princess. And Agatha doesn't want her to leave, and she is like, "You broke your promise, how dare you?" And then she was like, "You don't understand." It's like she is willing to leave her best friend. And I think that speaks volumes to how the movie ends, where it's Agatha could stay, and be with this supposed person that I guess she's fallen in love with, who I at the end didn't really like. And then I guess I was a good judge of character in that, because I guess he's gonna be the next villain in the next one. I don't know. It was just really weird. The arrow pierced through the veil, and then he throws a sword. I don't know. And he's like, "I can't live without you." It's like, I don't understand. You barely know, you were getting to know the girl. All these, when we enter this realm, there's all these vain princesses and all these kind of stereotypical. I loved The School for Evil a lot more because, it was just, it was different, it was funky, it was cool. It was not I don't know. There's a bee in front of my camera. I just felt like The School for Good was totally corrupted. Raphael was trying to do was basically make it so The School for Good was kind of being a little bit more bitter and growing evil and everything, because um like there's this balance of good and evil. I think that is very much presented within this film, and that you can't have good without evil. But if you just have plain good, like, I think Agatha describes it perfectly when she's like, I don't think one person is good or evil. I think there's a bunch of things that make them up. You can't just be purely good, and you can't just be purely evil. And I think that spoke volumes to what the movie, the inner metaphor, was like trying to depict. I just don't know if it was done in the best way. It has happened over time and everything. It's just like, but these stories have been around for generations. Like, I don't understand how this is just like, when was the school purely good? You know? And if like there's this balance, that balance has to have existed before. So what was it before? So that was just a little bit, they decided to go home and everything, and like now they have this balance within themselves, that and they still have their magic, that they've discovered, and like that they're using now and everything, and they're playing, like they're pulling little like pranks and stuff and everything. I don't know what that says for the movie and their characters. It's like, okay, like now we're just having fun with magic, I guess. I don't know. But in Agatha choosing Sophie, it was like it came full circle, because Sophie was like, well, now I'm taking this ultimate sacrifice, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to fix everything. And you can stay here and be happy, and you can have basically what she wanted in the beginning. And she's like, kind of like, I guess, paying her back for like, I tried to leave you, and I basically did leave you. Um, I think I just really liked Agatha's character based on like those decisions that she was making and who she was. As Agatha was a little bit more thought out, she just seemed like more of a genuine person. And what I guess this whole thing was about, that she had like two different sides, but although her evil side wasn't technically evil, she just seemed human and not like giving in to any of these different things. A lot of movies, I think, are depicting like the sons and daughters of fairy tales and stuff. And then we just have like Agatha and Sophie, who were just plucked and like thrown in there. And I think that like happens where it's just like sometimes they choose people just from the regular world, and they're like, okay, now you can be part of our world. But they call them readers. But the way that they explained it at first, I just thought Sophie was the reader. But then like she ends up being taught all these things and told that she's going to be like this evil person. But like, doesn't that kind of take back what you said? Like, I'm so confused. And then Agatha's also a reader, I guess, like because they're from the real world. I'm not sure that's what that means. But the rest of them are just from fairy tales. And then the fact that like they just get rid of like individuals that don't pass their classes, and you guys have like all these high standards, like I can't even smile properly or whatever, and then I'm getting graded for that. So it's I don't know. It's so weird that they're not allowed to kill each other until they graduate. I'm like, that's kind of funny. But then like they sit next to each other like at lunch. Like they don't have like two different lunch halls. It's just like, how do you expect nothing to happen? I'm just saying. And then Sophie, like, she knew that she could like talk to animals, and then suddenly the bees came and like attacked and everything, and I was just like, so that's like an evil power. But then it was like the guy, so it's like, is that even like, are you two like so connected that you are her power? Because like you were the bees, it wasn't like really her, you came. So I don't understand. And then the fact that she was his one true love, like, why do we have to do this? Like, why do we have to subject our female characters to this? Like, she is his one true love that he's been looking for, and then the other girl was the one true love, but she didn't like go up to his standards and everything. But it's like, she's this little girl and you're this like ancient being. Like, I don't understand. And then like it's like true love's kiss, and like I got the whole true love's kiss will like prove things, but it's like true love's kiss will like create all this evil. It reminded me of like the end of Grimm, when like the evil whatever thing tried to like want to be with the little girl, and it's just like, this is terrible. like, does nobody see this? um, so yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Uh, the Nevers and the Evers, that was kind of like interesting and cute. Uh, I just couldn't tell. Like, it felt like a young adult movie, but I didn't know if it was like geared more for the little kids in certain aspects, because certain moments it was just like, we're playing it too cheesy here, like, so that was a thing for me too. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I can like butcher the movie and talk about like all these different aspects because that's the point of the review. But I did like the movie. It was more the end that was just kind of like questionable, because then the son of King Arthur ended up being like from like goofy to just kind of dumb, and like I'm just like, dude, like, and I talked about this in like my Hocus Pocus review, that, and I talked to a friend about this later. She was like, okay, he fit like, there's a bee. Anyway, he uh was trying to like play this. I'm gonna ignore the bee. I'm gonna try to ignore the bee. Because I'm wearing mushrooms. Whenever I'm wearing color, and I always wear color, bees are always attracted to me. He was, playing the stereotype, and he actually did it very well compared to all the other characters. I think I'm just tired of the stereotype, and thus I'm tired of the stereotype with this. I'm like, come on, he was another type of person. Like, I don't understand what happened here. So like, I don't think we should do the dumb stereotype, the male stereotype. If not needed, like, it's been done. It's been done. I think there's just so many layers to who a person can be and how they are, and it's like, why go to that if not needed? I mean, I guess it's comedy, I guess, but like, we're getting into the age where we're also like really depicting all the different layers of an individual. So like, um, so yeah, and then the fact that I am all for, celebrating the LGBTQ plus community. I identify as bisexual, but like, I was very confused because I was like, are these two little girls bi? Like, if so, yes. But, or at least is Agatha? Yes. But then it was like, no, it's friendship. And I'm like, you're confusing me. And then in the books, that doesn't happen. They don't, get together. So I'm just like, okay, you had to have given me something more, like, more with context to explain why you kissed her in the mouth, because nowadays that can be taken very differently. And it's not a bad thing, but I'm like, that's just my thoughts on that. I love the actors. I really did. I just felt that they could have. They were given roles that they did as much as they could with, and I felt, other than the School for Evil's like main lady, everyone else kind of fell flat, and they had such a great cast. So I was just like, Well, I'm excited to see what the new movie, they make another movie, brings. The fact that princesses kind of got powers was interesting, because that's not really in the books, but okay, it's something different. Yeah, I don't think it's just empathy. Like, I think it's like empathy, love, compassion, kindness, just being human. I think that just like is the ultimate power. But I think they just kind of explained it more in bits and pieces as we got through the end of the movie. And I think things were more explained as we got to the end of the movie. But then all the other things kept happening that didn't have explanation, and I was just like, or were a little cringy, and I was just like, okay. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope to see y'all soon.